Melissa, and today I decided to challenge myself and build houses based on zodiac signs. The way I want to do it is by building houses based on the colors of each zodiac sign. And as far as I am aware, no one else has done this before. I chose the color schemes from this image, and here they are in Minecraft. The first build was the Virgo house. This is my zodiac sign, so of course I chose to build it first. My rule for this challenge was to use the 4 chosen blocks as the main ones and some additional ones. I already marked out the shapes. I just had to add the walls and the roof and basically everything else. I started by building the wooden pillars on the corners, and then I moved on to the foundation. After that, I started building the walls. This build took me around 30 minutes just to make the exterior and another 30 minutes for the interior. So basically 1 hour per build. After the walls were done, I used green terracotta to make the roof bit, the attic area of the house. At first I thought it wouldn't look good, but it actually worked out pretty well. Then I built my favorite bit, which was the roof. It has a dark oak trim and it's made of warped logs. Out of all the 3 builds, this one is my favorite. And I'm not being biased, I built all of them. I just like the new planks and the fantasy vibe this build has. And also how well the colors blend together. Now that the basic shell of the house is complete, I can move on to adding details, which is also my favorite part. It took me around 1 week to come up with this house design, which isn't too long for me because I'm used to being confused on what to build. But other than that, the only challenging part was the interior, because I built this house 3 times and the interior is completely different every time. I don't know how I managed to do that. Right now you might have noticed that there are no windows on this house. That's because I make the windows as I'm building the interior. And as I said, I somehow managed to mess up the interior every time. So I'll add the windows later on. After that I started adding some smaller features like a chimney or some random greenery on the side of the roof. I actually added the greenery because Virgo is an earth sign, but that just ended up looking like someone forgot to remove the Christmas decoration from top of the roof. I also added some trees later on. And that's the exterior of this house. Have a good look. Now I have completed the interior. Let's do a little house tour now, shall we? As you walk in, there's a table with flowers and stuff. There's a staircase up ahead, and on the other side of this wall is the living room. Everything is very cyan, by the way. This house has most of the things that a normal Minecraft house should have, like a kitchen or a smelting area, an anvil, brewing stand, even a cauldron, and most importantly, a kitty cat. Her name is Ash and she owns this place. And this space here is the guest bedroom, and upstairs we have a little workspace and a bedroom. The bedroom of course has the bed for Ash the cat, and the workspace has all the different crafting tables and an enchanting area. And another thing in the bedroom is that there's some more storage and a ladder to the attic. The attic is interesting. I wanted hanging lights, but the lights don't reach the floor. So I spammed carpet everywhere. Oh my eyes hurt. So much cyan. At least we have storage. Oh no, it's uneven. What was I thinking? Let's just pretend that that's the cat's fault. Ash did it, not me. And that is pretty much it for this build. As I said, I'll add greenery later on. But now, on to the next one. This next house is the Pisces one. Just like the previous build, I've marked out the basic shapes. This house is on stilts because I built this house on a beach because Pisces is a water sign, so it seemed fitting. I built the pillars out of stripped warped logs. Also, apparently my regular Minecraft skin wasn't working, so now I'm a Steve. After that, I worked on the stairs bit and then the walls. I had a light blue terracotta foundation and I used clay and bone blocks for the walls. I also used smooth sandstone slabs to add detail to the walls because the clay was looking quite boring. And using the bone blocks added a nice contrast. This build was pretty small, probably the smallest, but it was pretty cute. Not my favorite one, but it was small and sweet and cute. After the walls were done, I worked on the roof, which was just a simple gable roof. If you would swap the blocks for wood or something, it would be a cute starter base. And you could even have a farm underneath. I used prismarine bricks and dark prismarine for the roof, and that's pretty much the shell of this house. Now, interior time. The interior is now done. As you can see, it's a pretty small house, so the interior was a bit tricky compared to the other houses. Now, if we go to the house, first thing you walk into is the living room. There's a little dining area over there and of course the kitchen. And in here, we have the bedroom. This is the most functional area of the house and a pet parrot named Peppy. But if we go outside again and go up this ladder, there's a little loft area up here with the enchanting setup. And that's about it for this house. It would look a lot better on a beach and maybe slightly bigger, but it's adorable. Look at it. It even has a Peter Pan window. The next build was the Sagittarius house. Once again, I've marked out the shapes in advance. The first thing I did was build the supports out of stripped acacia logs. It's quite hard to see now that I think of it, orange on orange. So here's a better view. And once again, my skin wasn't loading, so I'm a Steve. This house is my second favorite because the final product is really pretty. I hope you like it. For the walls, I used stripped birch logs and I rotated them to make different patterns. For this build, I didn't have much of a plan. I just came up with it like 10 minutes before recording, so I didn't have much of a vision while I was building it. Because my thought process was like, I could use that for the roof. Or maybe that. That one looks good too. You know what? They are all roof blocks. With this build, there were a lot of bold colors, mainly the magenta and purple. So it was interesting using them all in one house. But it turned out really good. And as I said, I came up with this build in 10 minutes. So I got most of the spacing wrong. Mainly the upper part of the house. This house looks good from the front and back, even the top. But the sides, they were pretty bland. But the rotated birch logs kinda saved it. Now as for the roof, I didn't want to do the same gable roof, so I made it lopsided. I mean, it worked. I did get the proportions off, so I spent like 10 minutes trying to figure out what was wrong. Eventually, I did figure things out. I used purple concrete and crimson planks for the roof, along with some other blocks. And it turned out pretty good. They blended well enough, at least better than what I expected. But it was still quite bland. So you know what time it is. Detail time. I used a bunch of lanterns for this build because I had to use solar lanterns for the other two builds and they don't provide much light. And I also used a ton of sandstone walls and dark oak fences as well. Now for the interior. Let's go. As you can see, it's big enough but not too big. We have a seating area, a kitchen, all the furnaces you will ever need, and upstairs we have an enchanting area as you walk in. This house has a lot of windows, by the way. And in this little corner alleyway thing, we have some crafting tables and of course the enchanting setup here. And in here, we have the bedroom with storage. And there's a little secret as well. I don't know why I'm whispering. It's this painting. That is if I can get through it. We have a little alleyway here with storage. Because you can never have enough storage. And that's about it for this house. And now here's all of the houses I built today. But anyway, that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun building these houses. Leave a like on this video if you want me to build houses for the other zodiac signs as well. Anyway, thank you for watching, but for now, goodbye.